Okay, so December 20th, 2020. Tad bit cold and snow outside. Snow yesterday, but it's still there. Actually, I'm doing an album ranking of one of my all-time favorite bands. This is a band that I latched onto at 14. They were well into their career. I followed them for many years and kind of fell out of following them for whatever reasons. Maybe we'll get into it. Maybe we won't. And this is a band who sold, I don't know, 40, 50 million copies worldwide. Recently got into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. One of the greatest trios of all time. Probably the greatest trio. I know you got Motorhead, you got the Police, you have the final bit of Genesis, you have what else do you have? King's X. You know, some pretty good trios. Nirvana. But Rush is it. Rush is the band. Started in 1974. Geddy Lee, school friends, Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson. I forget the other chap's name, the drummer. It's a shame, right? But anyway, they got 19 studio albums, so I'm going to rank them in order of my favorite. And it's hard when it's so many albums. Because a lot of times they'll switch around. I'll find myself listening to this album as opposed to that album, and so forth and such. Okay, we're going to start off at number 19. Okay? Vapor Trails. Now, this album originally came out in 2002. I like the album. You know, so Vapor Trails is great. You know, one little victory. I don't know, it's okay. This is actually the remix version, so I never even heard the original one from 2002. This came out in 2013. But this would be number 19 for me. Maybe I'll go back, so I'm not that familiar with this album, so I'll give it another couple of listens. Okay, next up, we have 1991's Roll the Bones. This is at number 18. Now, Dreamline, Bravado, and Roll the Bones, the first three lead-off tracks, are fantastic, even with that rap thing in there. Heresy, great song, great concept of what he wrote, you know. Wrote about, the fall of communism. When this happened, when he wrote about. See, almost every one of their albums had a theme of some sort. That was Neil Peart, that's the way he wrote. He was a prolific reader, and he just incorporated all that into the music, science fiction, politics, whatever, current events, whatever it was. Very insightful, very intelligent lyricist. Something you will not see ever again. But this is number 18, Roll the Bones. Not a bad album, okay? And then next we have up 1996's Test for Echo. There's another album I'm not all that familiar with. Yeah. Nonetheless, it's pretty good. You know, it's a good album. It's a harder album. You know, they were more of a... This is a band that morphed over time from real prog rock, well, hard rock to prog rock, then to a synth 80s sound, but with a hard edge, and then they went back into the harder rock sound. They abandoned the prog, then they ended up with the prog. It's a wild ride. But anyway, this is number 17, Test for Echo, which came out in 1996. Then we have 1985's Power Windows, which I actually saw them on this tour. This was a good tour. I think I saw them at the Brendan Byrne Arena. Big money, which is actually almost a top 40 hit for them in the United States, one of their bigger songs. Manhattan Project, Marathon, Mystic Rhythm, songs that were played many, many times throughout their career. This is number 16, Power Window. Number 15, Presto. Now, I know a lot of people give this album a lot of crap. I like this album. Show Don't Tell, The Pass, Presto. Superconductor rocks pretty hard. Anagram. It was weird how that song wasn't released as a single. It's got, like, I thought the chorus, very catchy song. The lyrics are great. I mean, maybe it's the lyrical content. It was, I mean, not that they're wrong. They're just a little deep for most of the radio public. But yeah, I mean, not bad. You know, Anagram, very catchy song. Listen to that. Like I said, a lot of people give this album crap. This album came out in '89. So, yeah, so that's number 15. Presto came out in last of the 80s albums. Okay, so then what do we come to? Number 14, which came out in 2007, Snakes and Arrows. I like this album. Far Cry is off it, Armored and Sword, The Main Monkey Business, which is a instrumental, Hope's an instrumental. It's just 3 instrumentals on here, and every one of them are great. Some good stuff on here. This is number 14. Next up, we have, what is this? 1987, Hold Your Fire, number 13. This is the first time they invited a guest singer in, Amy Mann from Till Tuesday. Time Stands Still. It was a big hit on mainstream rock. Almost made top 40, I believe. Let me see, I got my little cheat sheet of papers here. Let me see. Bear with me. I should have had this more better prepared, but I didn't. No, ironically, it didn't even chart on the US charts. It's another very catchy song, but it went to 3 in mainstream rock tracks. It went top 50 in Canada. They had a lot of top 10s in Canada. So yeah, that's number 13. Number 12, Caress of Steel. This is their 3rd album. Came out in 1975, I believe. 75. Great song on here, Lakeside, The Necromancer. This is when they really started exploring into prog rock. Maybe done the album before too, but this is their 3rd album. Yeah, so here, right here, The Fountain of Lament, which I think he had wrote from Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead. It's deep stuff. This is the 12th album by them, and their 3rd release from 1975. Also, their 2nd release that year. Okay, so number 11, we go to Counterparts. I really like this album. This has got some really good stuff on it. Animate, Nobody's Hero, Double Agent. It's a heavy album. It's heavier than their past stuff. I believe this album came out in 93. I believe. Yeah, 93. Went to number 2 in the US. They never had a number 1 album, mind you. This is 93, you know. So that would be Counterparts. Which is Counterparts. Alien Shore is good too. It's number 11. In my opinion. And then at number 10, we have their debut when they were being heralded as the Canadian Led Zeppelin. Now on here, you have Finding My Way, the opening track. I love it. In the Mood, Working Man. These are In the Mood and Working Man were played in their sets their entire 40-year career. 40-some-odd year career. Actually, more than 40, but I guess They really say their career, I guess, would really have started with the addition of Neil Peart. But this is number 10, Rush. Sounds like Rush, and it doesn't sound like Rush. Good listen, though. Then we come up with number 9, Fly By Night. Fly By Night, relatively big hit in the album charted poorly in the U.S. I think the song Fly By Night was actually a hit in Canada, maybe a couple other places, like some weird country and wherever they allowed music at. But this is their second album. This came out in 75, earlier in the year, prior to Caress of Steel. It went 45 in Canada. So, whatever. Good album. It's number 9. Great cover, right? Great cover. Number 8, we have Farewell to Kings. This is the deluxe edition. I believe this album came out in 77. Yes, 77. Went to number 33. Almost went top 10. See, they were never like a huge band in the charts or public mind's eye, but they were like in the biggest underground band of all time. So, this is the here and back here. That's the original cover. I like the original cover. I don't know why they changed it for the deluxe. Maybe to differentiate it, I suppose. I just prefer that original cover. Now on here you have Xanadu and Cygnus X1 and Closer to the Heart, which was a big hit overseas. That was a top 40 hit in England. So, that was number 8. Number 7, their final album, 2012's Clockwork Angels, which is almost a concept album, according to the band and Neil Peart. Just a sci-fi story that Neil Peart had been working on, and they did a comic series on it, and they wanted it to maybe make it into a movie. But you could tell that there was something going on here. Just the content of the songs, this Caravan and Clockwork Angels and The Garden. The last song they ever fully finished recording, and the last song on the album, and it sounds, almost bring a tear to your eye. That maybe it's the end. It's the end of Rush. It's the end of them as we know it. Obviously, their legacy will live, but it's the end of Rush. So, yes, that's number 7, 2012's Clockwork Angels. See, there's a band here. A Elder Statesman. Sorry. A little blurry. That's number 7. And then we come to number 6, Hemispheres. And a great cover, too. Cygnus Book 2. Wow, right? Hemispheres, Circumstances and the Trees in La Villa Stratiago. Wow. The side 1's just a prog classic. Side 2 is just virtuosic. They really expanded into different sounds, especially Neil Peart. He was using wind chimes and cowbell. Just all kinds of different drum sounds. It's fantastic. Fantastic. That was number 6. Okay, so now we're down to our top 5. Number 5, 2112, which wasn't the first album I bought them. This is one of the ones I had to go back and buy. Fantastic album. Great, groundbreaking album, groundbreaking cover, rear cover, iconic images. This is when they had that kimono thing going. Don't know what that's about. I think they laugh about it themselves. This album came out in 76, I believe. And fantastic. The whole 2112 overture, side 1, 7 parts. And then you got Passage to Bangkok. The song Tears on here one of their tenderest songs that was ever written. It's weird. You think songs like that would have been maybe chosen as a single because, I think women at the time would have resonated with it and liked it and sound. I don't know. Poor marketing strategy. Okay, number 4. We have, drum roll please, 1984's Grace Under Pressure. I love this album from top to bottom. It just sounds very futuristic, very dystopian, like the Body Electric, it's about iRobot, After Image, great, Red Sector A, The Enemy Within, Kid Gloves, Distant Early, every song on here, top to bottom, classic. And a lot of people kind of toss this off. I love this. This is my number 4 album. 1984's Distant Early Warning. Saw them on this tour, also at the Brendan Byrne Arena. Okay. This would be, I guess, number 1 for a lot of people. Now, I love this album. This is the second time I saw them on tour. I saw them at Madison Square Garden for the Moving Pictures tour. Every song on here is classic. Every single song. I just particularly gravitate now towards Witch Hunt and Vital Signs. Fantastic songs. You can see they were incorporating reggae in there because Neil Peart was very inspired by Stuart Copeland from The Police. But this is my number 3 album, 1981's Moving Pictures. Great cover too. Another iconic cover. Some, outtakes from it. Got the lyric sheet. Great videos taken in the studio up in Canada during the snow. It's very cool. Okay, number 2. Saw them at the Garden for this tour also. Signals. The things that were dealt with on here. Subdivisions, teen angst, analog kid chemistry. Who writes a song about chemistry? Fantastic. New World Man, their highest charting single, it went top 20 in the US, and I think it went number 1 a couple of spots around the world. Losing It, another one of the prettiest songs they ever wrote. Countdown, his ode to NASA and accomplishments of humanity. Everything on here, 1 through 8, the whole album. Listen to it, put it on, pop it in. You don't even have to just change it. And that goes again for this final album, my number 1 album, the album that got me into the band. When I saw them, I believe it was May 8th of 1980 at the Palladium in New York. Permanent Waves. Now this is the deluxe reissue version. Unfortunately, on this one, they don't include the original cover, which upsets me. Now, it was kind of like this, except it was a very pretty woman walking with her skirt blowing up in the wind. Maybe feminism took over and said, no, that's so low. You don't do that, you don't objectifying albums. Maybe I'm just crazy. But here we go again. Permanent Waves, 1980. The Spirit of Radio, Free Will, Jacob's Ladder, Entre Nous, and Different Strings. 2 more of the loveliest songs they ever wrote, which both of them should have been hits. Different Strings. Like I said, I think couples and women would definitely resonate with that song. So there you go. There's my top list from least to best, or I should say least favorite, or least listened to most listened to, or most preferred. Because it's not worse than best, because there's nothing worse in the whole canon. On a side note, this album, this is an EP they put out of cover songs. They got Summertime Blues on here for what it's worth. Shapes of Things, Crossroads, Mr. Soul by Neil Young. It's called Feedback. I don't know, they was messing around. It's kind of cool though. Interesting. Nobody expected it. I enjoyed it. But to be honest with you, I had, like I said, I had listened to Rush from every album right up to Counterparts. And then I kind of just fell away. I don't know, personal tragedies and situations and finances and da-da-da-da-da. Played a little violins. Here, Franco, here's a cookie, who gives a shit. But anyway, I bought this box set. It was like $30. And it's got every one of their albums that I didn't have. Because I had bought Clockwork Angels. I had that. Presto, Roll the Bones, Counterparts, which I already had, so now I got 2 of them. But Test for Echo, Vapor Trails, that Covers album, and Snakes and Arrows. Cool box set for $30. Look at that. Cool. It's got the lyric sheet. It's got the lyrics for every single song. Just a side note, little tidbit. But anyway, there you go. That's my ranking of Rush. I don't really... okay, I'll write it down. Number 1, Signals. Number 2, Moving Pictures. Number 3, Grace Under Pressure. Number 4, 2112. Number 5, did I put these out of order? No, yeah, I did. Look at it, I whacked out already. Number 1, Permanent Waves. Number 2, Signals. Number 3, Moving Pictures. Number 4, Grace Under Pressure. I think I messed it all up. Now, number 5, 2112. Number 6, Hemispheres. Number 7, Clockwork Angels. Number 8, Farewell to Kings. Number 9, Fly By Night. Number 10, Rush. Number 11, Counterparts. Number 12, Caress of Steel. Number 13, Hold the Fire. Number 14, Snakes and Arrows. Number 15, Presto. Number 16, Power Windows. Number 17, Roll the Bones. Number 18, Test for Echo. And number 18, Vapor Trails. Maybe I need to hear the original mix. I know something's a little off with this. I don't know. I never really talked to anybody about it, so I wouldn't know. So share, like, tell me how shitty this video was. I greatly appreciate it. It makes me stronger. Or you could throw a like in there. Or maybe just tell me where I went wrong or where you disagree. Peace.